All right, everybody, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Stand Tall, where we are wrapping up chapter 8, and then we are going to be moving to another chapter, chapter 11, chapter 10, which is terrain. And terrain covers a lot and a little at the same time. It has 31 verses, but most of the ones in the beginning are definitions. So, kind of to follow up on the last video, 13 said, these are the 5 besetting sins of a general ruinous to the conduct of war. And then it ends with verse 14, when an army is overthrown and its leader slain, the cause will surely be found among these 5 dangerous faults. Let them be a subject of meditation. So I thought that it would be more or less important to at least give these 5 dangerous faults 3 episodes, especially when you read this last verse about let them be a subject of meditation. So again, that's recklessness, which can lead to destruction, cowardice, which leads to capture, a hasty temper, which can be provoked by insults, a delicacy of honor, which is sensitive to shame, and over solicitude, which means over caring for his men, which exposes him to worry and trouble. So it is almost surely among these 5 dangerous faults that you could potentially fail. And so with that, and as we meditate moving forward, I know a lot of y'all are coming up on starting a semester. If you haven't already started, I know it's August, and so terrain I think is going to be an important reflection as we navigate the terrain of the coming semester. So I wish you good luck and Godspeed. So these 5 things are the fault of generals, disasters from it, and it doesn't have that last verse actually in the alternate translation. So we're gonna just keep it at that. Reflect on those. Go over to August 14th. One of the best books in the world, my Bible, in a way, the Daily Stoic by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. So you guys go and pick up a copy of this bad boy. August 14th, with a reflection from Seneca for Moral Letters to start us out, titled, This Isn't for Fun, It's for Life. Philosophy isn't a parlor trick or made for show. It's not concerned with words, but with facts. It's not employed for some pleasure before the day is spent, or to relieve the uneasiness of our leisure. It shapes and builds up the soul. It gives order to life, guides action, shows what should and shouldn't be done. It sits at the rudder, steering our course as we vacillate in uncertainties. Without it, no one can live without fear or free from care. Countless things happen every hour that require advice, and such advice is to be sought out in philosophy, which is Moral Letters 16.3. So he's saying philosophy isn't meant to be studied for leisure and in just your fun time, kind of like we're doing. It's meant to shape and build your soul, to give order to life, give action, guide action, and shows what you should and shouldn't do. So I think if we kind of take this and build it in with the 5 fallacies of being a general, what could be your downfall, I think it's important that as we read through The Art of War, it's not just to philosophize and whatever. It's more or less, I would say almost, kind of one of his very first principles is that, study the world for what it is, study nature for how it works. And whether it's the art of war, that's human nature and history. And so, anyway, if you see what I'm saying and the correlation I'm drawing, so the reflection from the Seneca reading is, there's a story about Cato the Elder, whose great-grandson, Cato the Younger, became a towering figure in Roman life. One day Cato witnessed a fine oration from Carneades, a skeptic philosopher who waxed poetically on the importance of justice. Yet the next day Cato found Carneades arguing passionately about the problems with Justin, what is merely a device invented by society to create order. Okay, so Cato found Carneades arguing passionately about the problems with justice, that it was merely a device invented by society to create order. Sounds similar to some things going on out there today. Cato was aghast at this kind of philosopher, who treated such a precious topic like a debate where one would argue both sides of an issue purely for show. What on earth was the point? And so he lobbied to the Senate to have Carneades sent back to Athens, where he could no longer corrupt the Roman youth with his rhetorical tricks. To a Stoic, the idea of idly discussing some issue, of believing or arguing two contradictory ideas, it is an absurd waste of time, energy, and belief. Wow. I gotta stop spending so much time replying to comments on Facebook. As Seneca said, philosophy is not just a fun trick, it's for use, for life. So that's just a good, actually, that is so serendipitous. Like, that gives us a nice transition into the next chapter and how we're going to be skipping ahead to terrain. And I'm excited. So I just want y'all to be prepared for the next one. The first verse in the alternate translation encompasses about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So it's taking about 8 verses and putting them into one. And so I think we will definitely take it as it goes and see what we can make out of it. So, as we move forward into the school year for many of y'all, or whatever, we're coming into the fall, and keep these five dangers that Sun Tzu talks about in mind, and all of the teachings and the philosophy and the things that we read, keep those forefront as well, because it's not just something that you want to just passingly watch YouTube videos about, or just passively read books. You want to try to put it into practice and put it into action, and so that we can build every day, brick by brick. So keep standing tall out there. We'll see you on the next one.